So you don't miss out. Please take notes, take notes. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So we will be starting right away. Like I said, my name is Terry Amadibo, and I'm going to be your host today and ensure that you had an amazing time, it's very smoothless time today. So without wasting too much time, let me bring on our first speaker. All right, not really going to speak. All right, I'm going to bring it on a group managing director of Landlord Real Estate, who will be just giving us a charge. All right, he's going to be introducing us into what we have today and bringing us on speed on what to expect at the end of today. All right, it's no other person than our group managing director, Landlord Real Estate, Mr. Abraham Abiodun Adetunji. Thank you so much, sir, for the platform. Thank you for putting us this together. All right, thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for laying a solid foundation over there. Sincerely appreciate you, and I welcome everyone to this Epoch event. It's an event designed to change lives, simply to change lives. And this is business intelligence. And what does business intelligence mean in the first place? It only means a system designed purposefully to facilitate a better business decision. That is the only thing it means. So a system you need just to facilitate a better and support a better business decision in which the kind of business you do, either real estate or whatsoever industry you belong to, you can have a system in place that will facilitate better decisions. Whether you like it or not, the choice of decision you make in business affects either positively or negatively the business itself. So which means business stands on the foundation of the decision of whoever is participating in the business. So you are a businessman, you are a businesswoman over there. Some of the decisions you make in the business could either positively or negatively affect the business. And that is exactly what we are about to discuss today, so we can move on. Now, this exposition, who are the people this is designed for? Now, this is majorly designed for people that want to create and design their own economy. Those are the kind of people we are expecting here, people that are ready and willing to create and design their own economy. They are tired of the economy of the world. So they want to create and design their own economy, the kind of economy that works for them. That is exactly what they want to create. So they know what works for them and they want to design what works for them. That is the kind of people we're expecting in this program, this exposition. The next set of people we are expecting are those that are tired to be driven by Nigerian economy. They know the Nigerian economy is not stable. They know the Nigerian economy is epileptic, but yet all they want to do is just to try to so they want to design their own economy. They want to move away from Nigerian economy. They also want to be financially independent. They don't want to depend on parents. They don't want to depend on spouses. They don't want to depend on anyone. They want to be independent, not for the pride of it, but for the benefit of it. That is exactly what we want to do. Now, it's also people that want to lay solid, sustainable, and strong financial foundation. They want to lay solid, sustainable, and strong financial foundation. Those are the kind of people we are expecting in this exposition. So I'm sure you are welcome and you are in the right place to learn a lot of things on business today. You are going to learn about the mistakes people have made in businesses that you should not make. You're also going to learn ways of doing business with ease. And that is exactly what we are going to teach here. If there's anything we are going to teach anyone here today, it's going to be an exposition where we can rub minds together and where you also learn about how to create generational wealth. Not just wealth, but it's going to be generational. We mean sustainable wealth, a wealth that outlived even the owner. If you are the owner of the wealth, you can be the first person to make the millions and billions in your family. But what about after you? What do you leave for your children and the upcoming generations? So that is exactly what we're about to expose to every participant here. Now, good. So when it comes to business intelligence, what are the importance of business intelligence? It just helps you to gain insights about your clientele, about your client or your customers. You gain insight. It could be insight of negotiations with them. It could be insight of their needs. How do you meet the needs of your customers? Now, at times, we are too focused on ourselves. That's what we are going to get to the detriment of the customer. And when the customer senses such, what happens? They turn away or they don't come back. But when you have business intelligence, it helps you to, it gives you the power of negotiation. It also helps you to know the need of your customer. And until you know the need of your client or customers, you cannot meet their need. A need that is not known cannot be met. So until you know their needs, that is when you can meet their needs. So that is what business intelligence teaches you. Business intelligence also helps you to improve on your feasibility. It helps a lot to improve on your feasibility. So those are the things you'll be exposed to today as you listen to our speakers. I'm just here to lay the foundation. I'm not a speaker today, but I can assure you, you are going to learn a lot, and it's going to be a memorable day for you. Your 120 minutes is going to be worthwhile. It's going to be something you rejoice you did. You're not going to regret any seconds of this exposition. So as you follow us or you listen to the speakers, please, if you are active, just say yes. Just type yes. You can just type yes in the comment section. You can just type yes in the comment section so I know you are active. You're not just on, you're not just joining, you're not just joining while you're mute, but you can still say something by typing yes. Yes, yes, you're welcome, you're welcome. So we know you're here, you're active with us, so that the speakers will commence very soon. So please, I hand over back to Terry, so you can call in the first speaker as we move on. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best, even in the exposition. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. That was so straight to the point. Thank you so much, Group Managing Director, Landlord Real Estate, for that very short charge and welcome. So it's all in one. It's the charge, it's the welcome, it's an exposition in itself. All right, stories around, it's the story, it's everything put together. All right, I believe we got something from that section. All right, like I said, short and straight to the point. I was able to tell us a couple of things about why you're here, expectedly why you're here, and what you should expect. So I believe we are set to go into this section today deeply. All right, other speakers are very much ready to go on to take us more into the conversation. So like I said, if you're just joining in, ensure that you put your microphones on mute, please. All right, ensure that you keep good decorum and the fact that you are very, very sure your microphone is on mute, so that we can have a seamless conversation and our speakers can actually pour out their thoughts and their minds. All right, so we can keep that serene. Thank you so much for being an amazing audience so far. And also, please, let's use the chat room in the course of the conversation. If you have questions, please drop in the chat room. If there is something that resonates with you in the course of the conversation, ensure that you drop it in the chat room so that others can learn. I believe our speakers will be willing to have your feedback too. All right, so we go straight right on into our first speaker for today. All right, our first speaker for today will be taking us on emerging entrepreneurial skill set that you can use in building sustainable wealth. Emerging entrepreneurial skill set you can use today to building a sustainable wealth. All right, and that will be taken by no other than a project management consultant. I call him international project management consultant because his practice even both here and outside of the country. All right, very vast, very deep, very well experienced in what he does. All right, he's an engineer by profession, and he's doing an amazing work so far. All right, so I'm going to bring it on right now. Mr. Emmanuel Ondubuka, will be sharing with us emerging entrepreneurial skill set that you can use today to building sustainable wealth. Over to you, Mr. Mata. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Terry, and thank you very much, the MD of Landlord Real Estate. It's a profound opportunity, actually. And one of the things I always tell myself is when there's an opportunity to share your experiences or to relay on your experience to make sure that lives have been affected, make sure I take judicious advantage of it. Because one thing is that for every life to change, it's just only one encounter. And I don't know the number of persons that will be using this encounter to change your life. So whatever you're going to learn today, I'm giving you the guarantee that it's going to make a lasting impact in your life, whether in your professions, family, or otherwise. But I'm giving you that guarantee. I'll be looking at emerging entrepreneurial skills for sustainable wealth creation. You know, a lot of people have come across persons that said, I used to have, but now I don't have anymore. And I keep asking myself, what actually has caused some of those things to happen? And I came up with only 3 major points. Now, these 3 major points, you know, lies on big things I've experienced in the past as regards to experiences, as regards to mistakes I've made, as regards to people I have encountered that have had several challenges as relates to sustaining what they have, you know, built over time in terms of wealth. Now, we were looking at the emerging skills from a 3-point perspective. The first point will be on entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurial mindset. A mindset of entrepreneurship can go a long way to help you in creating wealth, can help you also in losing the wealth, can also help you also, you know, in sustaining the wealth. Now, the question is, how do we manage our mindset, and to what extent can we actually maximize, you know, the mindset that we have? The second point will be on highly research-oriented mindset. The first was entrepreneurial mindset. The second is highly research-oriented mindset. When I said highly research-oriented, it means a mindset that is being guided from a research perspective. I tell somebody, I said, entrepreneurs are actually researchers. When you get into a business, when you get into a venture, sometimes you keep realizing that new things are coming out. There are new trends of development, technologies coming out. If you don't develop yourself in the same directions of those technologies, somehow you go out of business. So what I'm trying to look at is how do we develop our mindsets from a high research oriented position so that we can be able to sustain the wealth that we are creating. The third point is opportunity recognition and assessment competency. We see opportunities every day, but the question is, how do we recognize them? How do we maximize them? When we maximize them, how do we convert those opportunities to business? So we'll be looking at these 3 major points, and I will be using 30 minutes. I won't take much of your time to lay emphasis on all of these 3 topics. And I'm guaranteeing you that at the end of these sections, you will get something that will make a lasting impact as regards to your wealth creations, potency, desires, and plans. Now, my name is Emmanuel Udontubuka once again. I have an entrepreneurial background. I've created a lot of businesses. I've managed a lot of businesses, and also have done a whole lot of business strategy development for organizations. And whatever I'm presenting to you now is based on my experience, not only my experience, but also based on the things that I have done that have worked, and the things I have experienced that didn't work. So I'm trying to help you not to make the same mistake I've made and make sure that you get the best from these presentations. The first point I mentioned is entrepreneurial mindset. Now, a major vital component of entrepreneurial mindset is the component of risk management. Most of us don't want to get into ventures that has a whole lot of risk. But the truth of the matter is everything that you do in life has a risk component in it. You need to evaluate the cost of what you want to go into. You need to evaluate the benefits of what you want to go into. You need to also anticipate the challenges that might come in from, alongside with what activities that are involved in the venture. If you don't evaluate the risk, you will go a long way to make a whole lot of mistakes. I've realized one thing, that when most Nigerians, when they want to get into a venture, the first thing they do is to start asking questions. Did it work for A? Did it work for B? Did it work for C? That it didn't work for A, B, and C does not mean it's not going to work for you. To be very honest with you, I've realized one very important factor. What didn't work for A, B, and C can actually work for you if you can do your risk assessment. What does that entail? What are the things that can make my idea not work? If you can list them down one after the other as much as possible. Now, we call it note-taking. Explore all possible factors that can make it not to work. Then look at it from the perspective of what does it make, what couldn't make A to work? What can make that A to work? What could make the B, problem to work? What can make the C? If you can at least itemize all the things that can make something not to work, basically your business or your venture that you want to venture into. And you now bring out all the things that can make what's not to work, and you have a whole lot of them down. You're already 80% successful in that venture. The problem we have is that we don't have the patience to actually sit down to look at the challenges that can actually make what we are going into not to work. We always want to launch out. We always want to, get into the business because we have a mindset we're going to make a whole lot from it. But no, sit down and make sure that you itemize all the risk. Now, even though you have done the risk assessment, one of the things that is very important is look at for exit platforms. What do I mean by that? When you are getting into a business, there should be alternative things that you can do if activity A is not working well. Let's say, for instance, you launch your website and you're not getting so much site visits, you use your Google Analytics and you find out that people are not visiting your site. How do I go about to get more people to come in? So when you put in option A on how you want to go about it, make sure you have option B, make sure you have option C. So that as you're launching the business and option A is not working, immediately you are switching down to option B. If option B is not working, you're switching to option C. That makes it successful because at the end of the day, there's no way A, B, and C options will not be able to work. Now, let me not dwell so much on that, but make sure that in your risk assessment, you itemize all the risks that can affect what you're going into. Now, when you're itemizing that, do it from a perspective of, I just want this thing to work. What can I make it to work? There's something somewhere else that I can do, that I can adopt, that I can bring in. That's why we have consultants. There are areas, you can handle yourself. You can bring in a partner to come in. You can bring in a consultant to come in. You can bring in another company to come in. But there's always somebody or something that can come in to solve that problem. Now, the second area we're looking at is on critical thinking. Critical thinking is very important. In master's degree programs, in most PhD programs, you hear critical analysis every time, and you keep wondering, why are they stressing so much on this? Critical analysis skill is an entrepreneurial skill that can take you to any lengths. Seriously, when I look at most of the successful men and women that are in different industries, if you look at it very well, they don't jump into decisions without actually critically analyzing each of the steps on the venture they want to go into. After you've done your risk assessment and you've done all the risk strategies that you want to adopt, please, it's very important that you look into the critical analysis aspect. What does it entail when you say critical thinking? Critical thinking means looking at a venture from the perspective of each of the processes. In every process, the question is, what are the strengths of this process? What are the weaknesses of this process? What are the opportunities that lies while carrying out this activity? What are the threats also associated with this process? If you can do your SWOT analysis on each of the stages of your business venture, then you're already close to success in that business. Things that I've learned over time and practice and has been working for me is to ask questions. Look at those that have already done what I'm trying to do or something similar to it, and I sit down and interact with them. In my SWOT analysis, I don't just do it by myself, sit down on the laptop and you look at the SWOT analysis of the process. No, you ask questions. You look at people that have made some mistakes. Look at people that have experience in that field. Look at experts in the field. You go to Google and Google some of the industry areas, reports that they have, and find out what they are saying about the area you want to go into, because there's no business that is just new in the world. It might be a new idea, but there's some similar ideas and ventures that has already been existing in somewhere else, whether in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. But every information is vital when it comes to critical analysis, because we can get an information from China, but you can adapt it to suit the Nigerian environment. You can get an information from India and adapt it to suit the Nigerian environment. But what matters is this information relates to what I'm trying to do in my line of business. Now, one of the very important areas of entrepreneurial mindset development is creativity and innovations. People always say creativity is something we hear every day. Yes, creativity, be able to have a creative idea, create things that are new, create things that are unique, create things that can work, create things that can actually, spoil your business. But me, I look at creativity from the perspective of idea fluency. When I say idea fluency is, if I want to launch a business and I want to adopt a particular strategy, I sit down to ask myself, what are possible strategies that can be adopted, that has not really existing, in reality that I can bring in. Now, when I say not in reality, it means it's just new, it's an emerging idea. We look at the topic, we said emerging entrepreneurial skills. And I tell people, even though things has been existing, but you can take something that is informal and create a strategy that can drive your business that has not anywhere been implemented. Let me give an instance of one of them. When somebody wants to launch a project and you decide to get a good dancer and pull the dancer to come out and dance with the crowd, and the person is dancing, and now people are gathering, watching, why is this man dancing? Nothing shows why he's dancing. And after the dancing, he stops and he starts presenting about your product, about your services. Already he has drawn attractions, has drawn the crowd. And now when he's presenting, they will listen. Already they have been entertained. So they will want to know exactly what is this person trying to offer. There are lots and lots of informal strategies. And I tell people in business, just find out the target audience. What can attract the attention of your target audience? And how do I develop a strategy to make sure that I draw my target audience attention? Then you can present your product or your service. Now, I've dwelt so much on entrepreneurial skills mindset. Let's look at the second skill that is needed to sustain your wealth. The second one is highly research-oriented mindset. This is what has been sustaining me over the years. Most times when I see myself making mistakes in business, what I just do is to go back and make sure to discover areas of weakness that I need to build my strength on. What I mean by that is building strength on true learning. Learning and development is one of the things that most organizations use to sustain their business performance. Now, as entrepreneurs also, we need to also look at our weaknesses. What are the areas that is affecting my business that I need to build my strength on? You need to also develop a learning plan. So, okay, these are the areas. Cost-wise, you might not be able to afford all of them, but at least you can strategize the one of high importance, the one of lesser importance, the one of least importance, and then start off the one with highest importance that can make huge impact, positive impact on your business. Then develop, how do I go about to learn this? Should I go online? Do I need a practical knowledge? Do I need to get a mentor? You must have a plan on how you want to develop yourself. A research-oriented mindset is a mindset that understands that he or she needs to learn to be able to stay in business. Now, in wealth creations, wealth comes from an activity. The activity brings in customers. Customers pay for the activity and wealth comes in. Now, when the wealth keeps coming in and it stops coming in a long line because of a weakness in your skill on your business performance or in the strategy you're adopting, what happens? That means your customer base will start reducing. And when customer base is being affected, automatically your wealth start going down. If you have 100 billion today and money is not coming into that account and you keep spending, as years progresses by, you find out that 100 billion has no wealth. So sustaining wealth creations requires a highly research-oriented mindset to be able to find out areas of weakness of yourself, of the business, of those that are working for you, and ensure that they develop themselves to be able to stay abreast of technologies that affect your business, either negatively or positively, and make sure you can compete effectively in the industry. Now, a second aspect of research-oriented mindset is flexibility. I tell people, I said, when you adopt a strategy and it's not working, hey, don't say, no, it must work. Do not just get into and decide to battle around trying to find ways to make it work. Look out for other mutual or close strategies that can be adopted in the directions of what the client wants or what the customer wants, what the target audience wants. I tell everybody that what Dangote is doing might work for him, but it might not work for the next person because his target audience is not your target audience. We should develop and research on our target audience behaviors. This helps a lot. If you understand the customer behavior, if you understand what the customer wants, then you can design your strategy alongside with what your customer wants. Now, let's take, for instance, in China, most times when they're doing business, handshake with a Nigerian is not the same handshake you give to a Chinese when you're doing Chinese. Now, you should understand what things that China personnel don't like when it comes to handshake. So if you go and shake them the way they don't want, automatically the person might not tell you, but you start drawing back and doing this video. The way Indians do business is not the same way Nigerians do business. Well, the way the world is going now, we have a multinational setting in every business that we do. So we should understand some of those things, what exactly works for our target audience so that we can develop and design our strategy alongside with what our target audience wants. Another very important point is perseverance, not giving up. It's a mindset that most Nigerians lack. Seriously, I've seen a whole lot of people that say, no, I want to go into business, and they go into business, the first one they do doesn't work, second doesn't work, and the account is running down. They say, no, I don't want to go bankrupt, and they switch to another business. No, you need to persevere. One of the things I've learned over time is, if I try a process, a strategy, and it doesn't work, I go back and do a research to find out somebody that did similar business or similar idea, similar service with me. What did the person do that made it work? If it worked in another locations, how do I make it work in my locations? Then I can be able to re-strategize myself and try again. If you try the second time, you try the third time, and it's not working, but something must be wrong. Don't give up. Keep with developing strategies, but make sure it's centered towards your target audience wants and expectations. The strategy that works is a strategy that aligns to the problems and the needs of your target audience. If it's not working, then it's not aligned. Then you must find a way to make it work, to align appropriately. The more the alignments, the more the success that you can achieve in your business. Now, the final and not the least is opportunity recognitions. This is the area I always stress so much on. There are several opportunities in Nigeria today across all the industries, oil and gas, real estate, agriculture, but people tend to adopt what the best partner is doing or what somebody is doing. Check it very well. When an idea comes in and the business being launched, the next thing you see people duplicating the same idea. But I tell people there are lots and lots of opportunities in Nigeria. You know why? Problems in Nigeria are so huge. The more the problems, the more the need for solutions. And the solution can actually generate money if you are the one creating the solutions. And what is solutions? Solution can be connected to a business. When you say entrepreneurial mindset, it's a mindset that sees a problem and immediately thinks of, what can I do to fill up this gap in the economy? What can I do to make sure that I prove a solution to this? What can I do to make sure I turn this problem into a business? What can I do to make sure that I catch what I call the early adopters? Who are early adopters? Early adopters are those that see a product and want to launch in to try and see how it works. They go first to patronize a product. They go first to buy the product. They go first to show people that, yes, I'm identified with this product or service. Now, Nigeria has a whole lot of early adopters. There are people that want to see what actually this product can offer. And when they see it, they want to be among the first that have used it. Now, when you see a problem and you decide to say, okay, no, what can I do? It might not be your field, but there's a way you can twist a strategy in your own line of business to take care of part of the problem that's been existing or just coming up emerging. Find out people start patronizing you because they want to solve that problem. Now, let me tell you something very important. Every opportunity has a business in it. Every problem has a business in it. But the question is, an entrepreneurial mindset will see that problem and immediately start thinking, what should be solutions? While a non-entrepreneurial mindset will see that problem and start crying and start saying, wow, Nigeria is not working, problems are everywhere. But people that tap into problems and then recognize them as opportunities will always have a venture, will always take advantage of it and make wealth for themselves. Now, when I say opportunity assessment, when an opportunity arises, ideas will start coming. But the question is, which one works best? Now, please note one very important factor. When an idea comes into your mindset, please do not just launch. Look at the personal analysis. Look at the political and the policies that can affect it. Look at the environmental factors. Look at the economic factors. Look at the social factors. Even religion goes to a large extent. If your target audience are more of Christians in a Christian environment where you want to launch a business, or in a Muslim environment where you launch a business, you should find out the thing that does not work for them in terms of color, in terms of behaviors, in terms of the adverse systems, all the factors that can make it not to work. Please make sure that you do the assessment of the business you want to launch in regards to the opportunity and make sure that you take all of these factors into considerations. The more you incorporate factors that can make it not work, the more you are close to the success of that business. Now, from an entrepreneurial perspective, when I say an entrepreneurial mindset, it doesn't mean that it must just be a new thing that nobody's doing. Please understand the fact that there's need to leverage on existing systems. When I mention systems, I don't mean just an organizational platform or another platform. A system can be a way of doing things, how things are being done in a place. Now, let me take for instance to make it more clear to you. Somebody met me and said, I'm thinking of launching a university in Nigeria, and I don't know how I'm going to go about it. And I told him, what do you have in mind? Say he doesn't know, but he has the capacity to do that, and he has the finance for that. And we sat down and I would come up with ideas. Okay, why not just approach one of the celebrities that have affected entrepreneurship in a long way? Because he wants to do a university alongside with entrepreneurship. And we came up with, okay, let's say Tony Elumelu University. For the fact that Tony Elumelu has been affecting a whole lot of entrepreneurs in Africa, a university that has his name automatically will attract people that want to be entrepreneurs. They believe that, yes, when we come in here, we're going to learn about. Now, you are leveraging on the system that Tony Elumelu has really made impact on. Now, people will not come in to patronize the university just because of that name. Now, in the real estate industry also, there are a whole lot of systems that are being developed. There are people that want to go into real estate, they don't have the capital, they don't know how to go about it, can still come in and leverage upon it. Now, the question is, you don't just have to start up something new when you want to launch your business, when you want to become independent, when you want to create wealth, when you want to sustain your wealth. You can look at existing systems in the direction of the business you want to do, in the direction of the area that you want to develop upon. Find out what is existing that you can leverage upon, and that will be a living point for you to move to success. Now, the advantage that people normally have when they use Mr. Biggs, it's not that you have Mr. Biggs location. They can just take a franchise Mr. Biggs. They have a building, they have all the facilities they need, but they don't want to use your name. They just use Mr. Biggs and they launch the business. People will come in there with the idea and the mindset that, yes, I'm eating Mr. Biggs meals, but that's not it. But because of the existing system that has been placed by Mr. Biggs, people will not go for it and patronize you. Please, it's very important. That's the last point I'm going to be stressing more because of time on this section. You can leverage on existing systems for whatever you want to do, for whatsoever you are doing. When you're struggling with business, you have all it takes, but it's not working. You might just have to look at the next person that's doing something similar to what you're doing, and you have to partner with the persons and take the person's brand and leverage on the system that the person has and go into business. I tell people that everybody is praising the real estate industry, but it's not everybody that should go into real estate. You can join another industry, look at the system they're using, adopt what they are using, and take that as a leverage and then make success in real estate without actually having your own real estate company. So please and please, you need to understand that an entrepreneurial mindset is a mindset that understands that systems are important, systems that are existing, things that can make you not to start just from the scratch. You start from already performing platform and then move to a higher level. My name remains Emmanuel John Tupoka, project management consultant, landlord real estate. Thank you very much for this time.
Wow, wow, wow. I say wow, wow, wow. Can somebody put in the chat room, wow, wow, wow. You can put 1 wow, 2 wows, or 3 wows, depending on how you have been wowed. Let me see that in the chat room right now, right? Like I said, let's use the chat room, all right? All right, if it was a wow, 1 wow, put there. If it's 2 wows, put wow, 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 all right? For me, let me put mine too. It's a wow, wow. I don't know how many wows I should put in now, but I have so many wows that are coming in from my own end. This has been very, very exceptional, very exceptional. Okay, all right. I think Emmanuel said so many things, so many things. All right. I can't recap now, but I think he has said so many skills that we need to imbibe today. So many skills we need to imbibe today, and I call them emerging entrepreneurial skills. I want to believe that we have a lot of entrepreneurs in the room today. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, or business owners, or self-employed, depending on how you see it, or professionals, right, in the room. All right. So, and it shared so much deep insight with practical stories of some of the things you should be looking at today. All right. They are emerging. It means things that are working today. And I think you mentioned innovative thinking. You should always be learning. You should be flexible. All right. I love the one of always be learning. What you know before today is obsolete. Right. Remember the 2020, a lot of things shifted. All right, 2020 made more new billionaires in a shorter time, all right, than several years put together, all right. This platform we are using today called Zoom has been existing for almost, I think, 7 or 8 years before 2020. And in 2020 alone, they leveraged on, all right, what happened in 2020, and they hit $1 billion company. So all right, so learning is critical. Innovative thinking is critical. And then flexibility, all right? Flexibility, another very critical skill that we have to imbibe. And of course, it said not giving up, all right? Not giving up, it's equal to tenacity. Tenacity, consistency, persistency in whatever you're doing. And I also talked about continuous cognition. I'll talk about that much later. But thank you so much, Emmanuel, for that deep insight, for sharing your thoughts. So I'm jumping into the chat room now to see if there are questions. There should be questions, really. Okay, so let me go to the chat room. All right, so Olatunji Ajayi says, wow, 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 you're my guy. All right. All right, so I have several wows, 2 wows. Lady says, wow, wow. All right, I have Henry Wisdom says, wow. All right, Preston says, wow, 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 you're my guy. All right, thank you so much, Preston, for that. Okay, so let's take questions now. We have time for questions. All right, I believe he has shared some deep insights. There might be areas where you need questions, you need answers too. All right, maybe in your business, it may be, you may not be doing a business now, but you're an aspiring entrepreneur. All right, it may be that you have questions or things you're looking at, and you want to start or something. You want to start, or you know someone who has started and have 1 or 2 challenges, or something, or you are a consultant in some areas or the other, and you're looking to having answers to some deep questions that you have. So this is the time for questions now, based on what Emmanuel shared with us. Okay, so I'm in the chat room now looking at the questions. We have questions in the room. All right, are there questions? Okay, all right, I didn't read. Glory says, wow, wow, wow. All right, so we have a lot of wows here. All right, Samson says, wow. All right. A lot in G, okay, a lot in say wow. Okay, awesome.
Hello, Mr. Terry, can you hear me?
Okay, you want to ask questions?
Oh, yes. Well, for me, it's not really a question, more like a quick addition to what Emmanuel said. Listening all through, he said something about when you continuously fail in an attempt to either start a business or continue the business. He talked about talking to people who have been successful, getting their opinion on how they did it. Another option that came to mind is seeking expertise, advice, or getting a consultant to work for you. Because with experience in business, it is clear that people have business secrets and might not want to trade with them. So for you to ensure success when you've had continuous failure, it would only be fair to get someone whose job and tax and whose investment in code, because definitely whoever you contract is going to get earnings from whatever service they offer to you. So you need to get someone like that, to enforce that success with their knowledge and experience on the business. I don't know if this benefits anyone, but that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Glory, for that. All right, for that contribution. All right, so do we have questions? The chat room is just so, all right, it's not busy as I expect. All right, is it that Emmanuel did a very good job, all right, with his subsection? I expect questions, all right, that pertains to what you're doing. Pressing questions you may have before now. All right, thank you. All right, who else is doing something there? Okay, so if there are no further questions, all right, so maybe, okay. Okay, Alatunji says, I lost what Glory contributed. Can I get a recap? Can we put our microphones on mute, please? Olatusi Adewara, please put your microphone on mute, please. Can we all put our microphones on mute, please? Can we put our microphones on mute, please?
Yes, sorry.
All right, so can we just mute everyone, please? There's a lot of persons who have their microphones on, please. Tosin Adewara, please put the microphone on mute. Let's ensure that this place is okay. All right, great. That's great. That's great. So Latunji Ajayi says, I lost what Glory contributed. Can I get a recap? I don't know if Glory wants to do a recap because we need to jump into the next section right away. We don't have so much time. But she's the one coming in now for the next section. I guess maybe after introducing her, she may just do a quick recap and then go into what she has to say. Right, since there are no further questions. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the next section. I believe it's going to be an amazing time too. She has a lot that she's going to be sharing with us. Okay. So Glory Ijoma is a graduate of Novena University. She's a highly experienced real estate and private banking manager with a demonstrated history of working in the financial service industry. She's highly skilled and has successful records in investment advisory, business planning, communication, public speaking, market research, sales, and sales presentations. All right. She is also the web manager of HNIs and PPs and a leader of business unit for leading financial institution in Nigeria. I want us to brace up put our seat belts, and you guys tighten your seat belts. This next section is going to be mind-blowing. Why did I say it's going to be mind-blowing? Because she's going to be sharing from a practical standpoint, and she's going to be sharing a lot deep thoughts that I think everyone in this room needs to know today's day and age. All right, so our topic is why real estate builds wealth more consistently than other forms of investment. All right, over to you, Glory Ijoma, Certified Wealth Management Consultant. Take it away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Terry. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. A wonderful evening. I'm quickly going to do a recap I'm going to do a recap.
Glory, you want to walk close to your device so it can be a bit louder. And,
okay. Is this better? Is it better now?
Yeah. The closer you are, the better. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome.
I was saying that I was going to do a recap for Olatunji Ajayi quickly before I dive into what my topic is. Olatunji, please, I would like for you to confirm that you are with me and you can hear me clearly. Hello, Olatunji. Okay, I see a yes. Fantastic. Okay, so what I said was Ima actually stressed on the fact that someone could suffer, continuous failures in a business they are running or attempting to run, and that it would be wise for them to lean to somebody who already has a success story, with this business. So I noted that business people have business secrets. So they might not exactly want to trade with why they are succeeding. So another option for you to create a solution for yourself with regards to continuous failure in business is to seek a consultant or somebody whose job will be to make sure that you succeed and who your success is tied to their success in the form of a contract requires payment of some sort. So once the person is sure they're getting paid, for a service, they will ensure that you succeed at it. Then it will also be your own advantage for you to learn how your success came about for continuity's sake. I hope this helps you, Olatunji. Thank you. So I'm going to dive straight into what my topic is for today. I would like for my session to be, okay, I see Olatunji saying thank you and okay, fantastic. So I was saying that I would like for this session to be very, very interactive. It will be great for you to ask questions in between. Don't worry, let's not save it to the end. Because Ima's session has thrown light to the fact that maybe, just maybe, we lost our questions because everyone got quiet, and that's a concern for me. So with that in mind, please ask me questions as I go. I don't mind the interruptions. Thank you. Okay, so I would repeat my topic. It is why real estate builds wealth more consistently than other forms of investment. Our table of contents, we have the overview for the context. We have other forms of investment, financial banking investments, real estate investments, with specifics to land banking. We also have a discourse on financial banking versus land banking investments. We have 3 case studies. We have China, Shenzhen, we have Dubai, UAE, and we also have Ikoyi in Lagos State, Nigeria. Mr. Terry has already given a brief history of what my background is, so there will be no need to dive back into that. So there are different forms of investments. We have growth investments, we have shares. I'm sure that some of us are already privy to this kind of information. So being that our focus is not these forms of investment, I'll just list them and we move on to other things just so we can nicely manage our time. We also have property investments, which is partially what we're going to be looking at today. We have the defensive investments, we have cash investments, we have fixed interest and the rest of them. Now, coming to financial banking investments, it's under the umbrella that has a list of stocks, bonds, options, derivatives, and other financial instruments, that people put their money into, expecting earnings or profits in quotes. Some of the financial banking investment products, they include auto loans. We also call it asset finance, where people say, I need a car. These days, people buy cars on loan or on credit, and they put them out there as Uber vehicles and get returns, from daily utilities on it. There's also personal loans, which allow people to bridge gaps. I meant to say. For example, you have financial things. People actually borrow to marry. It's as interesting as that. People take personal loans, do weddings of their dreams. I believe they will see their spouse as an asset. People do all sorts with personal loans. Let's not go too much into that. There are business loans too that allows a person to start or continuously fund an existing business. There are mortgages, which allows a person to buy properties on credit and pay at convenience, usually spread across to 10 to 15 years, depending on what the rules of the financial organization is on the matter. And we have several forms of investment properties. I'm going to just list them and be more detailed with what our concern is for today. Please, if there are any questions, I will take them as I go. I'm just repeating so that we are aware. Now, for the real estate investment options, we have the off-plan property investing. I won't show light into that. We have renting and leasing, either long-term or short-term. We have joint venture. We have buy and flip. And we also have land banking. And for us today, our focus with relation to reviewing investments will be on land banking. For land banking, it is one of the oldest real estate investment practices where investors, they buy small or large quantities of undeveloped land with an intention to make profit from the increased value of the land in the near future. What I'm going to be stressing on here is intention. What is your intent? I want to invest. What are you looking to get out of it? My pre-planned or my supposed intent for every form of investment will be for profit. Then there is also the importance for us to stress on return on investments. Those two things are different. One will ask, what is the difference? Profit is what you get out of it. Profit could be one-off. Return on investment is continuous. And since we're talking about wealth creation, what is important in wealth creation is that you continuously get profit, that returns continue to come in from whatever investment you actually put, your funds into. And when I say funds, it doesn't exactly have to be liquid, and that's where we're going to drive this conversation to. We're taking it from liquid to owning a land and expecting returns from owning a land. Okay, so here are the different comparison between financial banking and land banking. Number one, steady cash flow. Number two, high appreciation, which is also return on investment, like I've stressed on already. Number 3, reduce uncertainty and risk. Emmanuel spoke a bit about risk. I'm also going to speak a bit about risk because there is no business that you would ignore the factor of risk. Risk is very important. You need to mitigate it. You need to take it. You also need to measure what your risk appetite is, identify it, and know how to control the factors, that run with risk. And number 4, we have a platform for wealth creation and generating additional income. So it doesn't stop at to actually achieve wealth creation and continue to stay wealthy. You need to ensure that you continue to earn and continue to generate income. So you don't stop from investing in one business alone. You tend to extend that business, expand it. Also check for what is new. Ima spoke about innovation, which is also very key to wealth creation, because you need to go with what is currently attainable, both in the market, the economy, and in the system generally. So I'm going to go a little bit more practical from now henceforth. I'm going to speak on an experience I had sometime in last year. I was doing interviews for one of my employers as of then. And I asked a fresh graduate who was looking to have an opportunity in joining the system. I'm talking the banking system now. And I said, what do you think has currently affected the economy with regards to what is currently attainable around us, man and his environment? And this person could not speak for almost 5 minutes. I kept quiet intentionally, and I asked other people in the panel to let the person brainstorm. And the person still could not say anything. Then I started to say things like, okay, so what do you think has happened lately? Okay, let's talk about COVID-19. How do you think COVID-19 affected investments, affected the financial system? And this person still could not speak. And I said, do you think that it is okay for us not to move freely, for us not to be able to come into the banking or to do our businesses? How do you think that has affected things? Do you think the lockdown, has affected us positively or negatively? And the person still could not speak. And what I realized was not that this person was mute, but that the person was not open-minded and was not ready to think out of the box. Because the person literally could have said anything at all, but the person remained mute. What am I saying? I am saying that our intention to invest is good, but we also need to understand that our mindset too would be very important in qualifying success entirely. We need to open up our mind to new ideas. We need to open up our mind to research and research results. Then we also need to open our mind to expertise advice. These are the key factors that guarantee success in any form of business that one could indulge in. And the second experience I will be sharing today will be on a customer who came to me and said, I am tired of doing fixed deposits. What do you have? I don't know how knowledgeable we are with what the current interest rate is, but I would say that for financial institutions, and this is well researched, the highest you can get on any investment currently would be 6.1%, and that is in fixed income in one of the best investment financial houses that we have currently in Nigeria. The next question will be, why is that? It would be because there was currently a war between Russia and Ukraine, which directly affected economies worldwide. It caused a level of uncertainty of what our turn financially would be. Secondly, there's always been this competition and this constant challenge with the fall in the NGN, which is Naira, and the rise in dollar, which happens to be the most used currency for foreign exchange. Now, the depreciation in Naira has badly affected us, so much so that we can no longer gain investment returns in double digits. It has narrowed down to single. And one would wonder, currently, Treasury bill is about 2 to 3%, which is so low. And that also goes to affect fixed deposits, which you can't get even up to 3%, regardless of the amount you're investing and for how long. So if we're going to be investing within a 12-month frame, which is 365 days, one will think, why should I leave my 5 million naira tied up in the bank and at the end of the year get 2 or 3%? Shouldn't I most likely look for other options on what to do with my funds? Now, that's where land banking comes in. What do I do? Why should I buy a land? What is the profit? How safe would it be for me? Am I risk mitigated? Do I lose my money completely? How do I ensure that I get returns on my investment, which is the land that I bought in a specific location? Personally, as a real estate person, I post this almost daily. I say things like, Lekki is good, Eco Atlantic is better, but Ikoyi is the best. And every time I say that, certain times I get people attack me for different reasons. Some people will say, oh, island people. Some people will say, oh, I'm sure it's personal. You like these locations. You probably go have fun. Yes, I love the locations. I have fun in those locations. And I also, expand my clientele visiting locations like that. Because I don't know if you have heard that it is in who you associate with. Your network is your net worth. So who you're looking to do business with is how you intend to be. So if you would rather sit with a man who owns Nnamdi and Sons rather than sit with a Dangote, then I'm sure that we know the results that we're looking to get out of it. Okay, so let's talk about the Lekki, let's talk about the Ikoyi, and let's talk about the Eco Atlantic City. Why do I have a personal resolve on those three different locations? Lekki is a fantastic place. Advancement has really hit Lekki within the last 15 years. It is even better seen these days with obvious results of strategic buildings, strategic placements. We even have the Lekki Free Trade Zone now, coming up super fast, and we have people investing in real estate, land banking over there, trying to own properties, looking forward to appreciation, looking forward to exchanging these properties for money in the future, and also looking to earn as much as they can even from today. Why should I bank? Why should I land bank in Lekki? I need to be specific. Now, we're no longer talking liquid money. We're talking of converting the liquid into land, and what do I do with my land from now henceforth? So I had a customer who came to me, Halaji Latif. He had about 30 million invested with me at the time. He had this in fixed deposits. And he started to notice the dwindle with rates. And he says, Glory, hello, what do I do? At this point, I am no longer investing in fixed deposit because I do not see returns. This is no longer significant. I can't run my businesses. I can't support my finances, without making so much from what I already have on lockdown with you guys. What do I do differently? And because he was speaking to Glory this time, not a regular banker, what makes Glory different from a regular banker? I am an investment manager. I am a wealth manager. I am a risk manager and all certified. I'm a private banker. Then I'm also a real estate expert. So it was easier for me to say, Alaji, instead of doing fixed deposits, why not go into properties? At this point, Alaji said, oh, Glory, I know not so much about properties. And I said, Alaji, I know about properties, so I'm useful to you at this time. He then asked, what do I do? I said, Alaji, we're going to go and do market value of what is currently attainable. And when we do this market value, I will advise you based on your risk appetite. And Alaji asked me, what is risk appetite? Now I'm going to share with us what risk appetite is. Everyone wonders, what is risk appetite? Risk appetite is what you can take, not just as a person, but also with factors relating to your health, with your experience in whatever business you want to do, and with your network. Who do I know that has done this business? Who do I ask questions? Who mentors me with regards to this business? And how do I ensure that I don't suffer losses? These are the three things that determine what your risk appetite is. Now, the very important one I would say is always age, because age is linked to your health. You hear things like Alaji Suleiman has fallen down and he has high blood pressure, or he has suffered a stroke. Chances that he got a phone call from his financial manager to say, hello, sir, you invested in stocks and bonds. I am sorry, the market is currently -10. So you have even suffered a loss and you still even have to repay some certain kind of value to meet up. At this point, this is the saddest news Alaji has ever heard. And because of his age and probable, existing health conditions, you send the man to an early grave. So if Alaji was mindful of his risk appetite, he would know not to, invest in stocks and bonds, because that's one of the highest yielding, but yet you still suffer chances of possible the highest of losses. So that's how risk, comes to play. Risk appetite with regards to age and health. That's how it comes to play, with investment. Now let me come back to land banking. Why did I stress on that? For land banking, when you buy land with your liquid funds, it becomes visible to you. It is no longer invisible. So your investment is what you can see. It has taken a form, it has taken a pattern. Now, the next question is, what do I do with this property I now own? Are you looking to lease out your land for farming purposes, for other purposes, such as people who invest in, setting up fueling stations in specific locations? What is the value of the land, that I've gotten, and what do I do with it? Very important. Then also what you need to know is, if you're considering the leasing options, to get returns on that land that you have bought, which you view as an investment, you also need to consider what maintenance is going to be for you if your option is leasing. But if your option is not leasing and you're looking to probably doing outright purchase or outright sale of this land, so to say, you should also consider if appreciation is going to work against you, in the sense that I buy a land today and I'm selling it tomorrow. I might not get so much from that land. But if I buy a land and keep it for a number of years, appreciation definitely goes up as we go. I also have some illustrations here to share, and these are done, based on logistic and also based on research. A second, please. I could take a question or two if you don't mind at this point while I try to get my research work to show. Are we together, please? Hello.
Hi.
Okay. I'm glad someone responded. I was starting to think I was speaking to myself.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. So illustration says that in Ikoyi, 1960, a plot of land was priced, a square meter of land was 3,000 naira. Would anyone say that that is still what we currently have attainable? Who would put 3K now in their pockets? 3K in naira, not in dollars, and go to Ikoyi and probably own a square meter of land. Are we together?
Yes.
We're not saying anything. We're not saying anything.
Yeah,
I want this class to be very interactive. Okay, so if we're going to multiply, let's say we have 600, per square meter, and that will mean that will be 600,000. Would we buy a land now, a plot of land in Ikoyi for 600,000 naira? That's not correct. Currently, as of today, per square meter of land in Ikoyi is over 900,000 naira. And if we're going to do the multiplication of that into having 600, that's per square meter, we're most likely going to be getting as much in millions, up to 55 million naira per plot of land in Ikoyi. And we're being specific this time. We're talking of Banana Island, which is the highest brow of Ikoyi, and one of the best places to invest funds in land banking currently, because of the daily rise in the value and all. So I hope that with this brief conversation, being mindful to what our time currently is, I think I've overused, we won't go beyond my 45 minutes. I'd like to stop here and take some questions, if you don't mind.
You still have some time. If you still have a few things to share.
Yeah, I would rather take questions.
5 minutes. Okay, all right. So do we have questions for her?
Yes, I have a question for Glory Juma. Can I go ahead and ask my question?
Oh, yes, please go on. I'm waiting,
Please, if somebody wants to make an investment at the moment, let's take for instance, I want somewhere I can leave my money for 5 years, so that I can be able to lay hold on investments after a period of 5 to 6 years within Nigeria. Which location do you think is a preferred location? So what do you advise?
Okay, if you have that much time, which is you said 5 to 6 years, am I correct?
Yes. And I don't want to put the money in the bank and leave it for over that period of time, knowing toward that the return on investments might not might not actually yield the sort of returns I want, and I actually don't want to put into a business. I just want somewhere I can invest it. But I'm looking at loans not being too encouraging based on what is happening in the economy. So, and I said, okay, I want to go into land banking. Which locations do you think I should get a property that has an encouraging and secure return on investment?
I would always advise Lagos Island. And when I say Lagos Island, I'm referring to Lekki, I'm referring to Ikoyi, and I'm referring to Eco Atlantic City. Those are the three eyebrow areas for land banking investment, real estate currently.
Okay.
And a differentiating factor for these three locations, like I told you the personal joke where I say that Lekki is good, Eco Atlantic is better, and Ikoyi is the best. Now, why I do those rating is also because of what your possible finances could be. If you don't have 55 million to buy a plot of land in Banana Island, you could possibly have 2 million naira to buy a land in Ibejuleki. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Because right now it's about capacity. When you tell people about investment, land banking, they always think, oh, I don't have 100 million sitting in my account. You don't need 100 million to invest. All you need today is that 1 naira that you currently have. You look for what your 1 naira can get you at best. And you hope that with that investment you have done, you will be counting more in nairas than the 1 naira you had in your pocket. So your ability to understand what your capacity is will guide you better within these three locations where to swing, to do your land banking investment. I hope I answered your question, Emmanuel.
Yeah, sure. Which means based on the capacity of the money I have, I think Ibejuleki should be what I should be looking at for now.
Yes, based on the capacity of money that you have.
Okay.
And there's also the propensity, based on my financial planning background and understanding of what your access is as a person towards financial assistances. You could also get a loan, to gain more money and look at the eyebrow area, because for real estate, really, the more you invest, the more you get out of it. We also look at appreciation over time. So it's also great to stretch out and see if you could get more funds in and buy in a place that is, high with appreciations, so that you make more money out of it. You also see yourself paying off that debt, paying the interest, and also making a lot of money out of it, and giving yourself opportunities to expand your business from what you get as returns on investment.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Let me add to that answer. Just a little addition, or just to buttress what Gloria said. Another thing you need to be aware of in real estate is, in real estate, when it comes to price and appreciation value, there is no cap. There is no cap, but there is what we call peak. Now, you have to understand the word cap and the word peak. So when it comes to places like Ikoyi, Banana Island, Victoria Island, and Lekki, phase 1, they've all reached, most of these places have reached their peak presently. That is the issue, people. That is the mistake people can make. Most of these places have reached their peak. There is no way you can invest in these places today and you expect 50, 100% return in the next 1 year. That is not possible. Reason being, they've reached their peak. But places like Ibejuleki, places like Ekwe, places like other places like all this Chihuahua and the likes, you can still expect 100% and even more in short period of time, because those places are expanding, they are opening, they are developing. They are just starting, so they have not reached even quarter of their peak, not talk of half or peak. So those are the things you need to look for if you want to invest and get returns, good returns in the next 2, 3, 5 years. You look for places that have not reached their peak. You look for places that are just developing, places that are opening, and you look at the presence of activities in those places, economic activities, government presence, infrastructure presence in the locations also determine the acquisition value you can get in those locations. So those are the things you look for, okay? So nobody is telling you should not invest in Ikoyi, not invest in Banana Island and the likes. But it depends on the plan and the purpose and the appreciating value you are expecting. But if you are just an investor, you just want to invest for appreciation value, that is the only thing in your mind. The only plan you have is, let me just invest either land banking or whatsoever and get good returns in short period of time, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Then those areas opening in any states or any location of your choice are the best. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, sir, for that. I think that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. I'm seeing a hand up. We have Olatunji Ajayi.
Okay, I think Glory, there's a question on the chat room. All right, so someone is trying to clarify the investments in the bank. You said the highest is 6.1%. So the person wants to understand, get clarification on that.
No, I didn't get your question, please.
He said, please, if I heard, she said 6.1% interest is the highest return on any investment as per bank.
Yes. Yes, I said so.
Okay, okay. Pristine, I think you heard that.
And at this point, it's not just any bank. I also stressed to say that it is fixed income on the best investment bank in the country currently. So I'm saying that they are even going out of their way to get clients to be satisfied at 6.1%. So it's not even convenient. Right now, what is currently attainable averagely in the bank investment systems is 3% at most. So that goes to buttress why land banking is almost the best right now in forms of investments to do and get returns on your money. Yes.
Is that clear, Olatunji? Thank you. Glory, you can move on, please.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so I've said the most and I look forward to answering questions, which I have done. So what I'm going to add is this. Please do not say I do not have 50 million. There are investment options, land banking investment options, very open along the Gejuleki axis. We recently are recording growth there with regards to sales and all and investments with clients because there's a free trade zone that is going to be fully operational sooner than we can think. And that on its own will be like a mini community here in Lagos State. So most of the businesses will swing that way, both for commercial, personal businesses and all. Even a lot of people are going to find themselves moving that way because most people will get job opportunities, which will bring them that direction. So it is wiser, even for your use, for investment purposes, please own a land, a plot or two, or even more, as much as you can afford to. I know someone who bought in acres. We just need to ensure that we swing that way because that is what is looking, like the most productive form of investment these days compared to tying your money down in the bank. Thank you so much for joining me and learning this much. God bless you all. So, Mr. T, I am done. I don't mind if there is more question, but if not, that'll be it.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Glory, for that section. If we still have questions, we can let our questions run into the chat room. We'll take the questions. And if you also have questions for our first speaker, you can still drop the questions. This is the business intelligence and the kinetics of wealth creation exposition. Like I said at the beginning, for those who were not part of, who were not here at the time, I'm very excited about it because this is the beginning. We're laying the foundation today. And we'll be going to be taking this subsequently, I think maybe same time every month. We're going to be having different sections, different facilitators come up to talk about different aspects or different things we'll be looking at. Our goal as landlord real estate is to ensure that we create millionaires before the end of 2022. Okay, so the government also set a target, right? That they want to create millionaires. I hope so, right? They said the target they want to create millionaires. I don't know what kind of millionaires they want to create, right? They said they want to give people 5,000, right? Sorry to say about that. But one goal that we have this year is to create millionaires, not just with mouths, real-time millionaires. And of course, there's no other vehicle that we would have chosen as a company than what we know. Okay, and what we know and what we have done in the last 3 years, what we have seen, and what we have been able to help a lot of people do, there is no other vehicle to use. Okay, and I can make some quotes, all right, to buttress my point of what I'm saying right now. All right, there is a quote from Andrew Carnegie that says that 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. He said more money has been made in real estate than in all industrial investments combined together. He says the wise young man or wage earner of today invests his money in real estate. That's not my quote, it's a quote from one of the billionaires industrialists in the world, Andrew Carnegie. So what I'm trying to say is that as a company, we have chosen to make more millionaires this year, all right? We have a number we're looking at, and this is the beginning point. Good enough, this is the second quarter of 2022. So we've put together a couple of things to enable us to do that, to achieve the results that we have. Okay, we're putting out a couple of things to enable us to achieve the results. So I want to sample in the chat room. All right, I know we have plus about 14 persons right now in the chat room. Okay, so I know it's a mixed crowd. So some of us, I know we own real estate. So I'm going to use that quote now. From that quote, 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. And for us in the chat room, I believe we are like, let's get it fixed now. We are the first of, in the, what we call the first movers. The first set of people from now, because of this event, that we will be letting in on something very serious and something very strong that we've worked on and put together that will guarantee more results for us. Okay, so let me sample in the chat room. All right, if you have been able to fulfill what Andrew Carnegie said, let's have an A. So put an A in the chat room. I own real estate. Put it in the chat room as A. I don't own real estate yet. Put it in the chat room as B. I'm looking forward to own real estate now. Put it in the chat room as C. I don't know if you understand. So I made a quote now from, and if you don't understand, say I don't understand. Put it in the chat room. I want feedback. Okay, so like I said, we have 15 persons in the chat room now. A participant here today. So I own real estate. Say A, put A in the chat room. All right. I don't own real estate. When I say real estate, okay, land, house, property, you just put in the chat room like a sample. I don't own real estate. Put B in the chat room. All right. I am looking forward to doing it right now. Put C in the chat room. Okay. That will help us. All right. That's awesome. 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 Great. I see that coming in. Let that keep coming in, all right, because of what I'm going to say right now. All right, we have something we have put together that will enable us to create more millionaires this year. Not the kind of one that is done by the government that they say and they don't do. We want to fulfill this. We want to come at the end of December and be able to give testimonials. And this first quarter, we're going to be showcasing the first set of millionaires. I want to ensure that it is you. You are the forefront of this, okay? So that's why I'm taking this sample. So I want to see more comments coming in. I don't know if, I know some people don't want to say this, but if that comes in, that'd be great. Joel says, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you, okay? So what I said is, I made a quote right now. All right, it's a quote I made right now. From everything that I've been said today, Emmanuel spoke about emerging entrepreneurial skills. He gave us a couple of things, a couple of skill set that you need to imbibe if you actually want to build sustainable wealth. Now, today our focus is on how do you create sustainable wealth? How do you build wealth sustainably? Okay, what is the intelligence part to it? All right, and what is the real part to that? Okay, and then Glory also shared today, right now, that it's going to make a case why real estate has created more consistently millionaires in the last couple of years, all right, in the years back, all right, she's going to make a case. And she also said, she also made a comparison between financial sector and the real estate sector. Okay, now I think there's a question that is in the chat room where she mentioned that the highest you could get from investment in the bank is 1%. All right, group managing director just made mention right now that there are places you could invest in Lagos right now that you could make as much as over 100% returns. So which will you rather go for? Something that makes you 6.1% or something that makes you 100%? Now, I know we have a couple of persons in the room. Some people already own, some don't yet, but looking forward to it. Sometimes some people don't own, not because they don't want it, but because they've not seen the right company, they've not get the right information. I was in that state at some point in my life. I was looking for the right information. Now, when I got the information, this sector is, I talked about risk too. So there are risks to risk. Some people, oh, it's high risk, it's low risk. Now, real estate, it's, yeah, if you don't have the right information, it looks like, oh, it's so risky. But so far, it's been the best form of investment and low risk because, like they say, it continues to appreciate. Okay, so past people don't go into an investment in real estate more likely because they don't have the required information. All right, they don't have the required information, they don't know how to go about it. That's why some are not yet. So I'm believing that there are a couple of persons in the room to that stage. Then there are some who, yes, now I've been doing some lot of research so far. I want to do it right now. I want to make investment. I want to invest in land banking. Now, land banking, they've been able to expose to us is buying in places that are developing right now. All right. And then tomorrow they can become millionaires with it. Okay, I can give a particular scenario for myself. 2009, all right, I was still young then, all right, I will pull up, I had 20 persons, my friends, who came together, all right, after a section like this, we heard, oh, real estate is good, and so we encourage ourselves, we want to invest in real estate, okay? So I will put monies together, and we went to go and invest in quote, bush, 2010, all right? Bought some acres there, 2010, bush. A couple of weeks back, we were trying to find our way there. Now, we've been there several times, over 10 years. We've been there several times to go look at that place. All right, it has been bush, 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 bush. 3 years. Last time we went was 3 years back, just before the lockdown. We still were able to get by, all right, but it was still bush in a way. But we went there just 4 weeks ago. We missed our way. Why? Because it's no longer bush. Now it's now, all right, land. So Glory mentioned today, Ikoyi was 3,000 per square meter many years back. Today, Ikoyi is high rise. And for her, it speaks when it comes to returns. That's for her. But imagine those people who bought the lands at a particular time. Today, they've created wealth. They are selling high today. But when they bought it then, it was bush. So that's what land bank is all about. Someone's trying to sample for that wasn't hearing me. That if you are in that category, that now you want to take advantage of it. Okay, so proceed. So I want to see more comments coming before I say what I want to say. And like I said, the reason for this is as a company or as landlord real estate, we have put together something that will enable us to create more millionaires this year, all right? More millionaires this year. We have it as a goal, tested and proven, and we are set to launch it out with us. We are in the first set of persons that will be letting in on this today. So, like I said, real estate has created more millionaires than all others combined. It's not a code by me, it's a code by Andrew Kennedy, and I want to encourage us to be able to take advantage of what we're going to be doing right now. Okay, what we're doing right now. So do I have more people in the room? More comments? I have just a couple of comments. If you have, say A, put A in the chat room. If you are not yet, say put B in the chat room. If you're ready right now, put C in the chat room. So let me see more comments coming in the chat room. Now, when it comes to trainings like this, or seminars like this, or webinars like this, or expositions like this, action, all right, is good, not to just hear alone, it's good to take action. So one of the things we design is to hold as many persons' hands to be able to take the first step. All right. Every one of us who have had opportunities to own real estate, were helped and helped to be able to take the first step. And that's where we come in as landlord, to enable as many persons to take the first step in owning. So when I say own real estate, it doesn't mean it have to be own land. Now, there are a couple of opportunities for you to be able to own real estate or to own something in the industry, in the value chain in the industry. There are a couple of things you can do. So one of the first things to do is to invest. All right, invest. But there are other things, other ways you can actually take advantage of the industry without investing in a way. All right, you invest in several ways. But the first thing today you want to do is change your mindset and take advantage by taking the first step to investing in the whole value chain or investing in land banking. And then the next thing you want to do is invest in continuous learning. Invest in continuous learning, go after knowledge, go after information, go after whatever that is necessary for you to win in the sector. So let me go back to what I said. I want to see how many persons who have actually responded to what I said right now before I let out what we have planned in for us as a company. I didn't see more persons coming in. I didn't see more persons coming in, jumping in on the section and the chat room. Okay, great. That's fine. All right, so we're going to go on. So let me let the cat out of the bag now. So like I said, as a company, as landlord real estate, we've put together a system that can enable us or enable as many persons to take advantage of the industry. Now, Emmanuel made mention of something while he was doing a presentation. When he was doing his presentation, he said something that was very strong, and that was his parting word. He talked about the fact that you need to, let me say it as he said it so that I don't misquote him. All right, he mentioned something. He said, opportunity, you should be able to identify opportunities, opportunity recognition, and ability to leverage on existing systems. But the truth about it is that I think there's this man, what's his name? Robert Kiyosaki he said something. He said there are 4 categories of people on the earth when it comes to investment. He said we have the first category, they are called business owners. Right? They are doing business. He said they can never get rich with that. All right, business owners can never get rich with that. It means, sorry, not business owners, employees. He said they are employees, people who work for other people. He said they can never get rich with that. All right, they call that the 4 quadrants. He said the next set of people are self-employed. All right, self-employed are people who work for other people, all right, who work in an organization or whatever, all right, or those who work for themselves. So if you work for yourself, you are also self-employed, all right, because you own that business, the business pays you. He said that's a set of people. He also said that those 2 sets of people, the employees and the self-employed, can never build wealth from that particular approach to investment, all right? They can never build wealth from that. Now, the third set of people he mentioned was business owners, all right? All right, he called that the third quadrant, business owners. Business owners are people who run businesses, all right, that have maybe 2 or 3 employees or 4. Now, you can make money with that. You can make money quite all right? You can be rich, but you can never be wealthy, all right, as a business owner. The only way he said you can be wealthy is by investment, by investment. That's why it said that the greatest vehicle to building sustainable wealth or become wealthy is by investing. Now, how do you invest? You invest by leveraging on systems. Now, systems are vehicles that can enable you to create wealth. Now, as you begin to have streams of income comes from whatever that you do directly by yourself, you also need to send your money on an errand, or you need to leverage on systems that produces money for you. Okay, and Glory was able to establish what the financial system is done, which is our traditional way of making money. And today we have introduced you to better ways you can actually create wealth, which is through real estate. So as a company, what we have done today is, in addition to what we have, so we have several projects we're working on, all right, that we have as a company. I pretty just mentioned we have about 4 projects right now. 3 are in Bejuleki, and one is in Ekpe. All right, Ekpe is an extension of Bechbeki. All right, and today, all right, those are areas where you can, in a couple of years from now, you can use to create wealth if you invest in them today. But beyond that, we also recognize that a couple of persons who also, yes, they have the monies to invest, but they want to also send money on an errand for themselves, all right? They want to leverage on existing systems like the Dangotes of this world, who today not only earn money by what they do for themselves, by the businesses they've created, they also earn money through leveraging on the systems they've created. So a lot of us who take their products or who buy their products also contribute to their wealth. That's the reason why they can never be poor the rest of their life, because they have built systems, right? They have built systems that are not being governed by them alone. These systems are running whether they are there or not. That's the reason why they've added all the hours of everyone who are part of that system to be able to create wealth for themselves. That's why today is the richest man in the world, and it's expanding from one place to another. So for those set of people who says today, I want to not only invest in what you have, like I said, we have existing projects which you can invest on. I want to also leverage on the existing system that landlord real estate has put together for me to be able to create wealth. Is that set of people that want to learn that today? All right. So if you are interested in leveraging on an existing system, you want to be able to bring on people, all right, into the value chain of what we have, our products, have people come in and leverage and invest in the product and earn something in return for yourself to be able to create with use of the vehicle we have created. For those set of people, we're going to be dropping a link right now in the chat room. All right, we're going to drop in a link right now in the chat room. Chinedu, I don't know if you are in there. Okay, great. So there's going to be a link that will be dropped in the chat room right now, where you're going to leave your details, all right? Your name, your email address, your phone number, just leave your details there. And then you will be gotten back to, we're going to reach out to you and then have you in on the system we have put together that will enable you to be able to take advantage of the real estate sector, and not just the real estate sector, industry as a whole, but what we have in landlord to enable you to become a millionaire or create wealth using the system, using the landlord real estate system before the end of this year. So if that speaks to you, all right, please, I don't know if you're there. Could you drop the link right now in the chat room for those? Okay, there's a link right now that is on the chat room right now. So go right there for those who are interested. Click on the link right now and then leave your details. We're going to reach out to you and then have you take advantage and let you in on what we've put together for those who want to take advantage. And this is for those who want to ride on our system that we have created to build wealth this year, 2022. All right, to create wealth. You want to send your money on an errand. All right, you want to take advantage of the system we put together. These are the set of people that should be clicking on that system, on that link right now in the chat room. And for those who, okay, now, I really don't want to go that route, but I want to know exactly how to take advantage of the products that you have. We have 3 projects. I told you us 3 are at Benjleki at prime locations, while 1 is at Ekpe. A very newly launched project is at Ekpe. All right, it's not launched, it's on pre-launch right now at I call it Chekele money, all right? Very, very, very cheap price right now, because very soon we're increasing the price. When we launch out, the price is going to go up. So you want to invest directly and take advantage of the product we have. All right. Also, Chinedu, please put a number they can reach out to, or email address that they can reach out to us for those who want to invest in our products. Okay, and get more information. I'll book an inspection to visit our projects. Please leave the phone number that they can reach out to us, and also an email address they can reach out to us, and then we'll get back to you and tell you the next steps on what to do and give you all the information that you need. And also, you can also jump in on our website and a couple of information that you also get there as the pre to getting to reaching out. Okay, you can also jump in on our website, a couple of information there. But if you want us to let you in and get you more information on how you can take advantage and invest in all our projects and the project that we have, so you can earn real time from it. Yes, the phone number is there, the email is also there. And let me say that again before I wrap up the conversation, because our time is fast spent. If you want to take advantage of the existing system, a system that we have put together for those who want to create wealth, all right, this year, all right, before the end of this year, you want to be among the percent of millionaires, all right, for 2022, the land will be showcasing to the world, real time, all right? You want to take advantage of the existing system we have put together. A link is in the chat room right now, landlordltd.com/lanet, LANET is the chat room. Click that link, all right, fill out your details there, a couple of information there. We're going to reach out to you, put it together, and let you know the structure that we've put together for you to be able to create wealth, not just create wealth through leveraging on the system without having to, with little or no capital, or let's say little or zero capital, you'll be able to do that. All right. So I think that's all from my end today. I want to thank everyone who's been a part of today's section. It's been an amazing one. Thank you to our facilitators, our speakers, Emmanuel Ndubuka and Glory Joma, and also to our GMD for putting this together. Abraham Adentuji, thank you so much, sir, for the putting that for at least adding value. The thoughts that you shared have been very, very valuable. And to everyone who's been a part of the section today, I have, I can't mention all the names there, but thank you so much for joining in. So I want to believe that some of us right now are dropping in dropping our names. So I'm clicking that link right now. And for some of us are also sending information for those who are in the C's and the B's, who don't want to let us know they are in the B's or the A's, all right? All right, that's fine. All right, so you can actually go there and reach out to us, and I will get back to you very, very shortly. So in there, I don't think there are more questions, but if you have questions, you can still leave it in the chat room, or you can send us an email. You can reach out questions or inquiries or things you want to know some more. You can also reach out to us on the email or the phone number. So thank you so much for everyone who's been a part of this. I don't know if we have a couple of things. I don't know if they have one or two things to say before we call it a day today.
Okay, so I have nothing from my side. Just to appreciate everyone for joining, and we're looking forward to see you on the other side. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm Stephen Daniel. Latose Adewi, I expect that you should be hitting that link right now. All right, and Lato GC Ajayi, you should be clicking on that link right now. All right, I expect that you should have done that, so click that link. And then also, if you have a couple of persons you know also that you know would like to take advantage of the existing systems we put together, they want to know how they can take advantage of the industry and create wealth for themselves and build sustainable wealth this year. Those who want to call themselves millionaire, all right, millionaire, let us say millionaire now, millionaire before the end of this year with little or zero capital, click on that link and they will reach out to you and let you know on what it takes to be able to do that and the details. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you on the back end to work with you and help you to be able to get to your goals as we get to ours. Thank you so much.